Y'all, DDG's mom is spiraling over Halle Bailey's new manand. Things are getting real messy. The second those vacation pics of Halle and music producer Scott Bridgway hit the net, all hell broke loose. Tanya, DDG's mom, is now throwing non-stop shade online and even demanding a paternity test for baby Halo. Insiders say she suspects Scott's been in the picture way longer than we knew, and now she's questioning if he's the real father. Fans are calling out the hypocrisy too. DDG's been public with India love for months, but Tanya's only pressed now that Halle's moved on. With shady posts, court drama, and old receipts resurfacing, this isn't just jealousy, it looks like calculated revenge. And the way this is heating up, you can bet the next chapter's about to blow the roof off. Listen up, everyone, DDG's mom is completely losing it over Halle Bailey's latest love interest. And when I say losing it, I mean she's gone full-on wild. She's flooding social media with shady remarks and low-key digs, and now rumors are swirling that she's demanding a paternity test for baby Halo. The family suspects that Halle's new man has been around much longer than anyone realized, making them question if he might actually be Halo's true father. Now, if you know DDG's mom, drama isn't new to her, but this time she's seriously stepping up her game, throwing serious shade and practically accusing Halle of playing behind DDG's back. So get ready, because the gossip is heating up, the proof is coming out, and things are about to get downright messy. Alright, y'all, we are just as stunned as you are because those vacation photos of Halle Bailey with her new guy just exploded online. Considering all the drama between her and DDG, especially that intense custody fight over baby Halo, most of us figured Halle was flying solo, keeping a low profile and staying out of sight. But those snapshots flipped the whole story on its head. The moment those pics dropped, it became clear that not only is Halle officially off the market, but this whole relationship has been quietly unfolding behind the scenes for quite some time. And the craziest part, nobody even noticed until those pictures surfaced. And at first, no one could even put a name to the mystery man by her side. But you know the internet never sleeps. And it did not take long for the pieces to come together. Meet Scott Bridgway, a music producer who's worked with heavy hitters like Kendrick Lamar. Now hold on tight because this is where things get really juicy. Fans started digging deep, and soon enough, the receipts began to surface, revealing that Scott and Halle have been an item far longer than anyone imagined. Scott even helped produce Kendrick's GNX album and toured with him. Fast forward to May of this year, Halle showed up at the GNX concert in North Carolina. But here's the kicker. According to the grapevine, she wasn't just there to vibe with the music. The word on the street, she was front and center, showing full support for her new man. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, how does DDG really feel about Halle moving on, especially after all the drama with baby Halo, their messy breakup, and the internet chaos? You'd think he'd be keeping it cool and moving forward, right? Well, not quite. From what we've been seeing, DDG is far from handling this smoothly. Sure, he's been putting on a brave face, posting positive vibes and flashing smiles for the cameras, but behind closed doors, he's definitely feeling the pressure, and cracks are starting to show. Here's the kicker. Remember when DDG suddenly threatened to shut down Lil Rodney's son's career? Yeah, that wasn't just a random outburst. It's all connected. Word on the street is that DDG completely lost it when he caught wind of Rodney posting about Halle and her new guy. And trust me, he was not having it. He dropped some serious heat, saying stuff like, "I don't underscore with that," and made it clear he was ready to go all the way. At first, he wasn't even planning to follow through, but now he's fully locked in and prepared to handle things head-on. But wait, it does not end there. DDG's been so triggered that he started blocking fans left and right just for casually mentioning Halle. Even when they don't tag him, people have been sharing harmless tweets like Halle Bailey living her best life with her new man, and DDG's reaction has been to shut it down completely. The tension is real, and the drama just keeps building. You know it's real when the blocking started flying left and right. But hold up, this meltdown is just getting started, and things are about to get even more chaotic, because from what we're seeing, DDG isn't the only one losing it over Halle's new man. His mom, Tanya, is going off even harder. Now, y'all already know Tanya and Halle never exactly saw eye to eye. But this new relationship has Tanya extra fired up. Word is, Tanya feels Halle moving on so soon is straight up disrespectful, especially since the breakup with DDG is still fresh. Not even a year old. But here's the kicker. Tanya supposedly believes Halle isn't really about Scott for love, but is using this relationship as a power move to get under DDG's skin, a kind of PR revenge play instead of focusing on what really matters: their baby Halle. But y'all already know, Tanya has been throwing shade at Halle for months, and it looks like she's ready to take things way beyond subtle digs. When it comes to baby Halle, things get even more intense. Rumor has it Tanya has been whispering in DDG's ear, pushing hard for a DNA test because she seriously doubts if Halle is even his child. The streets are buzzing with this theory that Halle was sneaking around behind DDG's back. Meanwhile, don't forget that DDG himself was allegedly playing games linked up with Lala and probably others. Now, almost 10 months after their messy split, Halle has a new man. And Tanya's flipping the script completely, stirring up talk of paternity fraud like never before. Y'all, this whole math just does not add up. The internet was not about to let Tanya get away with that nonsense. Fans jumped on the receipts faster than you can blink and dragged her hard. Let's be real for a moment, DDG has been acting out nonstop ever since Halle cut him loose. Meanwhile, he's been linked up with India Love for months now, and that relationship, chaotic, doesn't even begin to cover it. So if Tanya's out here calling Halle out for kissing Scott on a yacht, fans were quick to clap back, pointing out how that makes absolutely zero sense when DDG and India have been doing way more, and doing it out in the open. Honestly, the double standard is impossible to ignore. India keeps grinding on DDG right in front of the cameras like it's her full-time hustlin'. Tanya hasn't said a word about that, but when you step back and look at the bigger picture, it's easy to understand why Tanya is losing it over Halle and throwing around accusations like paternity fraud. These two women have never seen eye to eye, and their history is packed with one drama after another. Things escalated even further a few months ago when a restraining order came into play, revealing Halle's claim that Tanya was an enabler, and Tanya definitely did not take that lightly. For instance, when Halle said DDG allegedly put his hands on her and even chipped her tooth, she recalled, "When we got to his house, I was in tears telling his family what had happened. I begged the family who were there to help me work out a schedule with him. They told me, just leave Halle and go." Since those court documents came out, Tanya's been acting fast and kind of strangely. But here's where things get even messier. Insiders say Tanya has been holding a serious grudge ever since. That's exactly why she's been so worked up about Halle moving on with a new man. Some even believe that all this talk about a paternity test is just Tanya's way of getting back at Halle for putting her family on blast. And let's not forget that shady little post Tanya tried to sneak in, hoping no one would catch on. Y'all remember when she posted, "I don't usually get involved or speak up on the internet, even with all the negativity, lies, and hate thrown at me. But these accusations made me realize I've stayed quiet way too long." Well, that didn't sit well at all. Fans were quick to dig up receipts, screenshots locked and loaded, ready to expose the truth. Halle laid bare how DDG barely spends time with Halle, and how Tanya has been quietly enabling him behind the scenes. In one of the texts, you can see Halle working with Tanya to coordinate DDG's time with his own child. Halle even messaged Tanya, saying, "Just keeping you updated. We'll be back on the 11th. Haven't heard if Moose still plans to get Halle like we talked about. If he's around, you can get him on the 27th and bring him back by the 4th. If not, I'll keep him until we get back." Tanya responded by saying DDG didn't have time to take Halle and that he planned to wait until Halle and he got back together. But here's the real twist: after all that, Tanya ran straight to court and filed a sworn declaration that basically threw Halle under the bus. She blamed Halle for the whole breakup, making it sound like Halle was the problem all along. And y'all know how messy that got, so we won't even dive deep into that here. What's more shocking is that Tanya accused Halle of stalking Luigi by allegedly planting AirTags in his car. She also painted Halle as unstable and even hinted that Halle once tried to harm herself. But here's the real kicker in this whole paternity drama: Tanya's shady moves just keep piling up. It's wild because just a week ago, she was out here fighting tooth and nail for grandparents' rights, begging the courts to let her supervise DDG's visits with baby Halle. She went from playing Grandmom of the Year, desperate to stay in Halle's life, to suddenly throwing serious shade, questioning if the baby is even theirs at all. Seriously, y'all, make it make sense. Fans aren't blind, they're already pointing out the contradiction. If Tanya truly thought there was a chance Halle wasn't family, Then why was she so eager to get that court-approved time with him in the first place? You can't have it both ways. Either you claim him or you don't, there's no in-between. But on the flip side, fans say Tanya's salty because Halle fought hard in court to block her from being the official supervisor. Remember when DDG's lawyer, Bachman, tried to pull a fast one, asking the judge to let DDG visit Halle under Tanya's watch, hoping it would smooth things over? Well, Halle was having none of it. Her lawyer, Jeremy Lane, shut that down quick, telling the judge Tanya couldn't be trusted to fairly oversee those visits. And y'all know why Halle's been saying from day one that Tanya enables DDG's toxic behavior, making excuses, covering for him, and turning a blind eye to all the mess. That's exactly why Halle filed for sole custody in the first place. The judge agreed, ruling that DDG could still visit Halle but only with a neutral, professional supervisor present. That left Tanya benched, and you can tell she's still bitter about it. That bitterness probably explains why she's been spiraling and throwing shade at Halle all over social media. At first, Tanya tried to push back against the court's decision, insisting she was more than capable of being the chaperone and painting herself as the caring, innocent grandma just wanting quality time with her grandson. But the receipts told a different story, and fans weren't buying it, especially given all the drama Tanya's name keeps getting tangled up in. The internet wasn't having any of Tanya's wild claims, quickly reminding her that she's been tangled in this drama from the very start, and now she's spinning crazy stories about Halle and the baby's paternity, as if she hasn't been stirring up trouble behind the scenes herself. And here's where things get even messier. People are starting to wonder if Tanya's push for a paternity test is really about concern for baby Halle, or just a calculated move for revenge. The big question is, how far is she willing to go to prove her point? With this drama escalating so fast, something major is about to explode. It's dripping with bitterness, screaming damage control, and above all, it's clear this saga is far from over. Let's be real for a second. A paternity test right after Halle shows up with a new man is no coincidence. This is pure damage control in action. The wildest part of all this drama is that Tanya, the same woman who was just in court fighting for increased access to baby Halle and accusing Halle of keeping DDG away from his own son, is now out here questioning whether Halle is even DDG's child. It's a shocking twist that feels like just the tip of a much larger iceberg. Tanya's reaction to Halle's new relationship has been intense and spiraling. And if this is how heated things are now, imagine what kind of chaos could unfold with the next big round of drama. The whole situation has everyone on edge, wondering what will happen next. Meanwhile, Halle has been mostly quiet through all this. But silence should never be mistaken for weakness. In fact, often the quietest people are the ones quietly strategizing their next move. Halle's calm has only made fans even more curious and a little nervous about what her response will be when she finally claps back. Rumors are swirling that when she does respond, it won't just be words. The receipts she might drop could send shockwaves through the internet, potentially shaking up the entire narrative and leaving everyone talking. What's happening here is far from just a simple breakup or custody dispute. It's a high-stakes drama with family loyalties, public accusations, and emotional scars all laid bare for the world to see. Tanya's shift from fighting to be a loving grandparent to casting serious doubts on Halle's paternity has left many people questioning her true motives. Is this really about protecting the child, or is it more about settling scores and inflicting damage on Halle? The timing of Tanya's paternity test demands is also raising eyebrows. Coming right after Halle publicly stepped out with her new man, it looks less like a coincidence and more like a calculated move to create drama and control the narrative. Fans and onlookers alike are calling it what it is: damage control wrapped in bitterness and fueled by jealousy. At the heart of all this is a story about a fractured family, complicated relationships, and the messy fallout that happens when private pain plays out in public. With tensions this high and emotions running wild, it is clear the drama is far from over. Everyone watching should buckle up, because the next chapter could be even more explosive, and Halle's next move might just change everything. Stay tuned, because this saga is just heating up.